Hey guys, it's Bree. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be testing out 5 new to me products. So this is a 5 first impressions. I am going to show you how these products apply and how they look and just give you my first impressions on all of these products. So if you want to see that, just keep watching. Okay guys, so I'm going to be doing a 5 first impressions today. As you can see, I already have my eyes and my foundation and concealer down. The 5 first impressions I have are basically the rest of my makeup. I am testing out a new foundation and I did film this eye look. So the first impressions I'm going to be testing out, my hands are so dirty, but this is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I've heard great things about this. I got the shade Fair Light to go under my eyes. So it comes in this little container. I'm just going to dump some out into the lid. And for me, I like to set my under eyes with a damp beauty sponge. So I'm just going to tap out any creases I have and pick it up on my Real Technique sponge and just press that under my eye. I have heard amazing things about this powder, so I'm really excited. I feel like there hasn't been a lot of great loose setting powders at the drugstore. Personally, I don't like the Coty Airspun. I like the RCMA, but you have to get that online. So I'm excited to see how well this works. So with this, when I use powders like this to set under my eyes, I also like to set where my concealer is. Oh my gosh, and my forehead lately has been creasing like crazy. I have never noticed it this bad. I don't know if it's the winter, like the weather change, or if it's just because I turned 25 and now my skin just looks crazy. Okay, so I just set that. That does look really nice under the eyes. It gives a very airbrushed look. The next first impressions, everything's dirty because I'm like rubbing my hands on it, but this is the IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation, and I've heard really good things about this. I don't typically use powder foundations on their own, but I do use them to set my face, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush and just dip in and set my face. With powder foundations, I like to press it and not like swirl it around. That's just how I like to use it. It's going on really smooth and I feel like it's smoothing out my face a lot. I don't know about you, but when I'm sick, my lips, they get so dry. And my lips are so dry right now. I've been sick the past week and I sound like crap. I sound better than I've sounded all week and I need to get videos filmed, so just bear with me. Hopefully next week I don't sound like this. I really like how that foundation went on, or that powder foundation. That looks really, really nice on top of this. Wow. I'm surprised. And it doesn't make me look really dry or powdery at all. My skin looks really nice. Okay, so really quick, I'm just going to contour with my Lorac Pro Contour Palette. Next, just going in with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I tried really hard to drink a bunch of hot, like, tea and coffee, which is now cold. Okay, so the next first impressions is this Realher Be Fearless, Be Limitless blush palette. I got this in December's BoxyCharm and I have not used it yet. So there's 3 shades: Fearless, Limitless, Unstoppable. Fearless and Unstoppable have a glitter, like gold glitter specks in it. The only one that doesn't look like it has glitter is Limitless. So I'm going to go in with that one. Personally, I don't like glitter in my blush. Maybe as a blush topper, I could go for more glittery blush, but Looks pretty. They look like they're going to be intense colors, but the pigment is very light. So it's buildable. It's buildable, but it doesn't go on too intense, which I personally like for blushes. Are you a blush person or a bronzer person? I'm a bronzer person. I can't go without bronzer, but I could go without blush. So that's what that looks like. It looks pretty. I like that it's light and buildable. That's like the main things that I look for in a blush. So that's pretty. I would definitely use that color again. I really like that. The next first impressions is this Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter. I know tons of people said this was amazing. I have not used it before, so we'll see. My face is very bronzy today because of that foundation. It was too dark for me, so can we just open? There we go. So that is what it looks like. Very pretty. Okay, that is very gold. If you have very fair skin, I think that actually might be too dark for you. Luckily, I'm very bronzed today, so I'm just picking up this Wet n Wild. It's their highlighting brush from their holiday collection. It doesn't go on as dark as I was expecting. This kind of reminds me of my Ofra Rodeo Drive highlight, the color and kind of the whole tone. This looks a little more glittery than that one. This is very pretty. This works because my skin, because I went so bronzy today, I don't know if I was fair, if it would still look good. Because it's a very bronzy highlight. I'm just going to go lightly on my nose. And on my Cupid's bow. It looks really pretty with this like bronzy look that I have though. It goes very well with my makeup today. And it's not like super intense. I'm sure you can get it more intense and build it up. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, my last first impressions is also another BoxyCharm item. This is the Tarte mascara. Doesn't say anything else on it. I have very small lashes. Basically, every time I do my makeup, I wear false lashes because my lashes are almost non-existent. So mascara doesn't really make a big difference on me, except for on my lower lash line is where I notice how well it works. And on my lashes, I just look for something that separates them really good. And I can tell if on my lower lashes, if a mascara adds length. But I don't ever go for like a volumizing mascara, which this one doesn't really say. Oh, this is lash paint. The Tarte lash paint. So I'm going to go on my lower lashes. I normally don't like mascaras, like brand new ones. I like when they dry out a little bit because I feel like really wet mascaras get all over the place, and this feels very wet and like it would get all over the place. It separated my lashes nicely. I don't think, it looks like it added volume. It looks like it added volume but not length. You see the difference though? I mean, it does make a big difference if you put mascara on the bottom. I am going to go in with this Katy Kat matte lipstick. This is in the shade Couture. My lips are just so dry. This is how the 5 first impressions looks. I think my face looks really good. So I will kind of go through and give you guys my first impressions thoughts on all these products. Okay, so the first thing I tried was this Maybelline Fit Me powder. I am so pleasantly surprised with this powder. It looks amazing under my eyes. I feel like my under eyes look airbrushed, which is really hard. I feel like my under eyes almost always look really creasy and very dry. I don't know, I have a problem with my under eyes, but this actually set my under eyes really nicely, and I like that it has a little bit of color to it. I got the fair to kind of brighten under my eyes. I always like a brightened effect under my eyes, so that's why I went with such a light powder. Normally I go with a translucent powder to set my face and everything and set my under eyes, but this actually worked really nicely. It's very finely milled, and setting it under my eyes with my damp beauty sponge, which is what I always do, it looks really nice. Like, I feel like my under eyes look really airbrushed and beautiful. Okay, the next first impressions I tried was this It Celebration Foundation by It Cosmetics. This is also in the shade Fair. This went on so nicely. I don't ever use a powder foundation. I am liquid foundation. If I do have a powder foundation, I use it to set my face like I did today. It went on really nicely. It went on really nice. I feel like my foundation looks a lot more flawless than it did before, which I have never noticed it happen with any other powder that I've set my face with. I've never noticed it just kind of go over my foundation and make it look flawless, so that's really cool. I'm excited to see how this wears throughout the day. I will update you guys in the description box down below with how it wore and kind of if my thoughts changed at all, but this is beautiful. I'm excited to try this with some other foundations. I really do feel bad that I sound so crappy, but I have to film multiple videos today. Okay, the next first impressions was this Realher blush palette. The shade that I use, this middle one right here, Limitless, it is really pretty. I like how it looks on my skin. I will be testing out these other two, but they do have glitter or something in it. It's like gold specks in both of these two, which I kind of don't think I will like. This does feel pretty dry and powdery, but it went on really nicely and it's really pretty. This shade is really pretty. It goes on soft and you can build up the color quite a bit, but I like that with my blushes. I don't like a blush that you put on and you're like, oh crap, I put way too much on, now I look like a clown. I hate that. So I like that it's buildable and it's really light. Next is the Maybelline Master Chrome Highlight. This is beautiful. It is really pretty. I think it might be too dark for you if you're fair, but it is a beautiful golden bronzy highlight. I really like it. It's a little more subtle. I think you can build it up to more blinding and more intense highlight, but I really like how it looks on my face right now. I like it with this whole kind of bronzy look that I have with my makeup today, so I think it is beautiful. It does look and feel more like a high-end highlighter, which I feel like is hard to find a really nice high-end highlighter at the drugstore, so that's awesome. My last first impressions is the Tarte Lash Paint Mascara. I feel like it's a little too wet. We'll see in a week or so if it has dried out at all and if I like it a little bit better. It did add volume to my lower lashes, which is nice, and I think it looks really great. The only thing is the wand is pretty big, so for my lower lashes it was kind of hard not to get it everywhere. I did smudge it quite a bit under this eye. This eye looks fine, but I had a little bit of trouble with how big the wand is, not getting it all over my under eye right here. So I don't know. It's a little too wet and I feel like it's gonna smudge throughout the day, but like I said, I will update you guys down below how it wears. So that is everything for this 5 first impressions. If you have tried any of these products, leave me a comment down below with how they worked for you. If you have any suggestions for products or looks you want me to try out, go ahead and leave that down below too so that I can check it out. I am filming a foundation wear test on this foundation, and I did film this eye look, so if you want to see those, I will either link them down below, or if they're not up yet, they will be up soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video.